Hey guys, how are you? I want to give a shout out to my friend Justin, or Gortitian, in Saskatchewan because I just love him so much. Today in the last episode of 315 The Witching Hour, we are taking a look at the third installment, the 2007 Dario Argento movie. Again, the third installment in the Three Mothers trilogy, The Mother of Tears. The opening credits on this are very interesting compared to the last two installments in the trilogy. I think it very much sets up what you are going to see. It also says it stars Asia Argento, which plays the main character in this one. The opening scene's music is if like Goblin's fucking Suspiria theme and the theme from Inferno were meshed together, that operatic theme from Inferno. Very, very nice. Our film opens with a bunch of dudes digging up a coffin of a 19th century church guy. They find a box, which I guess is an urn chained to it. A priest ships the urn to a guy named Mike. This chick named Sarah. Wasn't there a Sarah in the last movie? I guess they don't have many names to choose from in Italy. Anyway, she decides to open it without asking Mikey. Just cuz. Like, what is with the chicks in these flicks opening everyone's mail? I'm just saying, I'd be pretty pissed off. I'll never date an Italian girl. Unless she's hot! She finds a cloak, a dagger, and 3 tiny statues representing the 3 moms. Well, when Asia Argento, Sarah, goes to get a book to decode the ancient writing on everything. Ooh, a monkey! With demons who disembowel people. Bad monkey! Bad! And they do a lot more than that, folks. It's a brutal fucking death scene. Sarah leaves the museum after a cat and mouse chase with Curious George the satanic monkey. A spirit of some kind helps her leave. She goes to the police and the cops seem like they just don't like her or something. Mike shows up to get her and he decides to let her stay at his house. Nice guy. I'd let that chick stay over too. The vulnerability factor would be huge, and I'm a huge dirtbag. It would be like fucking Dario Argento with titties. Meanwhile, there's this even hotter chick, who's the mother of tears, obviously, spouting off curses somewhere that makes this happen. You don't see that kind of thing very often. This movie has huge balls. Or if you want to be PC, this movie is a huge clit. Mike goes to visit the church guy who dug up the coffin and is informed that he had a stroke and is now in a coma. The other church guy that told Mike about the stroke guy shows him a piece of paper where the priest wrote the Mother of Tears basically in some foreign language that we don't understand because we don't take kindly to not understand and stuff. We also hear a brief history on the urn. I want to state quickly that right now in Rome, everyone is killing each other and committing suicide because of this curse that was babbled earlier. Mike goes home to find his son kidnapped by witches, and they won't give him back until he stops investigating them, which I had no idea he was doing at this point. I thought he was just finding stuff out by accident. Sarah tells him to go to the police. Mike is stupid, so he goes to an exorcist. Although, I guess things outside were looking pretty grim. Actually, he makes a pretty good point. And an even better one that I think that people don't have kids should pay attention to.
He is my son! Not yours!
That's right. If you don't have kids, don't try to tell people how to raise them. And I don't even have kids.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
And then these ugly chicks walk around laughing and trying to be scary, and they're super fucking annoying. If that doesn't make you want to go gay, I don't know what will. All these witches come to Rome and join the Mother of Tears coven, which is kind of a neat idea. But there's this chase scene, and Sarah finds out something really snazzy about herself because that voice keeps telling her stuff from the beginning where it got her out of that museum thing. I don't want to give too much away in this one because it's probably the one that not many people have watched out of the 3. I will say the main girl in Suspiria is mentioned. Oh, and the Littlest Hobo saves the day, too.
I heard a voice.
Keep keeps on calling me. Down the road, that's where I'll always be.
The direction in this movie was fucking amazing. Lots of fans were pissed at Argento for changing his lighting and stuff, but those people need to think about the fact that he made this movie about 100 years after he made Suspiria. He's gonna try and work with the times a bit, so other people other than your old crusty ass will go see it. It was like watching something he did in the future. It's good to know he still knows a good shot when he sees it. Especially his daughter's boobs. Oh my. What is with that anyway? Is that like a, it's kind of weird. The writing was actually really coherent. I know I'm saying it like it usually isn't, but I think the visuals helped me pay more attention to the story, to be honest. The story was clear and was paced pretty well, aside from a couple of the characters that show up that kind of ruin the pacing. The characters were all very enjoyable to watch, other than the witches that were joining the coven in this movie. Everyone else was actually really good. Asia Argento is a good actress, and the lady who played the Mother of Tears, I almost had sex with myself. So I guess that gets my view on the acting out of the way. The dialogue was way better than the other two movies. Of course, that can be related more to the times that they were made. Suspiria was made in 1977, and Inferno was made in 1980. If the dialogue wasn't better, people would be crawling up the wall to get away from this these days. The music in this film, like always with Argento, was downright beautiful. Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth offers his voice to the operatic opening theme to the movie, and I can totally see why Argento likes his voice. I always thought he had a very pretty singing voice myself, and very reminiscent of Suspiria's Goblin theme. The effects were all good in this one too. If you can't handle blood, I'd just fuck right off. Jump in the lake. I can recommend Mother of Tears to any horror fan. It kind of seems like a Tales from the Crypt movie, sort of. But even as far as being part of a trilogy, it actually plays well on its own, as do Suspiria and Inferno. To an Argento fan, as long as you're not hung up on his old style, I'd say give it a shot. It's not entirely what you're used to, but you're in this to see a master at work, and it's a great ending to the trilogy. I will give this wonderful film an 8 out of 10. It will never be a classic, but it's awesome as fuck and it deserves a good rating. Don't subscribe.
That Magic Production.